Hola muchachos, good morning. Voy a grabar aquí las respuestas que yo les daría al speaking despacio para que en un futuro cuando los vayan a presentar pues se puedan guiar por estas no, respuestas que van a ser más sencillas que las que encontramos en los videos y eso, pero igualmente efectivas. Entonces, speaking one, this is part one. Welcome to the Aptis speaking test. In this part, I'm going to ask you three short questions about yourself and your interest. You will have 30 seconds to reply each question. Begin speaking when you hear this sound, beep. Entonces va la pregunta número uno que dice, what do you usually do at the weekends? Well, I usually get up early and then I take a shower. After that, I do some exercise and I get ready to have my breakfast. I normally have a big breakfast because I work hard and I like to have the energy that I need for the whole day. And that's what I do. Eso ya te llenan los 30 segunditos. Y entonces, what did you wear yesterday? Ese wear que está aquí es de utilizar. Entonces, como sale muy corto decir, por ejemplo, utilicé una chaqueta y un pantalón y un blue jean, hay que meterle algunas cositas. Entonces la pregunta es, what did you wear yesterday? Babe. Well, yesterday I got up in the morning and as every day when I have to go to work, I had to wear formal clothes. So I took a shower and I put on my jacket and some trousers. Trousers quiere decir pants, pantalones. And I polishes en betuna. I polished my shoes for a while and I put some nice socks. So I was really elegant for my day. Como ven, las primeras respuestas son corticas. 30 segundos se van enseguida. Y la otra dice, do you prefer formal or informal clothes? Why? Beep. Entonces uno debe hacer aquí una comparación de lo cómodo que es una o lo incómodo que podría ser otra. Y ahí se le van los 30 segundos. Dice, it depends. No hay que repetir palabras de la pregunta. It depends on what I'm doing. If I have a special ceremony or any formal meeting that I have to attend, I normally wear normal clothes. But if I had to go to my job, that is a teacher's job, I put on my uniform. Sometimes they don't request the uniform, so I put on normal clothes if informal because allows me to move around easier. Move around es moverse alrededor. Right, so I have to go to one job and then I have to go to my other job. So if I have jeans and t-shirts and a simple jacket, is easier and more comfortable to move from one side to the other. Entonces ahora la parte 2 dice, in this part, I'm going to ask you to describe a picture. Then I will ask you two more questions about it. Entonces primero describe you'll have 45 seconds for each response. Begin when you hear this sound, beep. Entonces dice la primera, can you describe, primero esta, que describa y después les hacen dos preguntas relacionadas. Can you describe this picture in detail for me? Well, in the picture you can see a teacher and that teacher with his students. I think they are taking a test, an exam, because, ¿no? Están presentando un examen y le da la razón, because everybody seems quiet. They look quiet and they look concentrated now. They are focused on the exam, answering the questions the teacher have. As I see the papers, it's a big booklet. Booklet quiere decir un librillo. So for me, there are lots of questions to respond. The teacher is also doing some office work here while the students are answering the questions. It's a big room. You can see in the background the lights. So the teacher can see perfectly the large class he have. I don't know, there might be, podría haber, there might be over 40 students, más allá de 25 estudiantes, and everybody thinks like seriously concentrated. Bueno, supongamos que ya hizo no. Y viene la otra pregunta, dice, what do you think about the education system of your country and why? Well, people say that Colombia doesn't have a very good education system, but I don't agree with that at all. It depends on, depende de, on how uh, each person, on how a person concentrates on what they want to do, and if they really work hard for achieving their goals, que ellos trabajan duro para achieving, lograr their goals. For example, you might not have access to a private education, but if you can go to a public school and obtain great results in your professional life if you really work hard and study. I think that happens in every country. It depends simply on every person and what they want to do with what they learn, con lo que ellos aprenden. Y viene la otra pregunta. What would be the best way to educate and teach children? Well, as my grandfather used to say, como solía decir mi abuelo, usted puede decir mi mamá, lo que sea, as my grandfather used to say, there are three things that teach children when they are growing up, and is one, number one is a good model, number three is a good example, and number two is a good example. So I think that showing the students that you are a responsible person, they will like to imitate you, and when they grow up, they want to be like their parents, and that's a good way. And also teaching them the importance of being honest, responsible, and to work hard when they want to reach their goals and keep working hard and pushing them to achieve their objectives in life. Bueno, aquí dice, bueno, que part 3. In this part, I am going to ask you to compare two pictures. And I will then ask you two questions about them. You will have 45 seconds for each response. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Beep. Okay, so compare the pictures. Entonces uno comienza, mira las dos y dice, okay, on the picture on the left, I can see four people dancing. Ellos parecen, they seem very happy because all of them are smiling. It seems like a great party to me. Mientras, on the second picture, I see two friends. They might be on the weekend watching TV and play video games. There's a beer and something like two pizzas they have, and they are having some fun there, right? So I can see in the two pictures that is there's a lot of happiness here. There's four people on the left side dancing while they are also having fun on the other picture. On the second picture on the right, I can see the two friends in a nice and cozy es agradable house environment. Y ahora vendrían las preguntas. Que dice, which situation do you prefer and why? Well, again, I would not say that I don't like any of those. No podría decir que no me gusta ninguna de las dos, dicen ustedes. But it depends on what my plans would be for that weekend. For example, if I feel like having a beer, going dancing, I would prefer to stay home. So to me, a nice combination of the two activities would be alright. Stay home with the beer so we can buy some food and invite some friends over, invitar amigos. So we can either watch music for a while and then so people can be playing video games. So why not to do both things at the same time? Y ahora la otra dice, do you believe young people nowadays are different to some years ago? Well, there's a lot more technology and things that people can do to have fun. They can have fun outdoors or indoors. So these possibilities make people or give people the advantage of using a lot of technologies to having a good time inside their houses. So I think that's the difference. People before many years ago, if they wanted to have fun, they had to go outside. Whereas nowadays people can have fun in their houses because if you buy technology, you can buy video games, a nice TV, a nice sound system, and whatever you can do outside in a bar. You don't have to look that outside. You can do it indoors too. Ahora dice la pregunta 4. Dice, in this part, I'm going to show you a picture and ask you three questions. You will have 1 minute to think about your answers before you start speaking. You will have 2 minutes to answer all three questions. Begin speaking when you hear this sound. Entonces aquí les dan 2 minutos para que le respondan todas. Y miren la pregunta, pues miren ahí, comiencen a imaginarse todo lo que puedan. Dice, look at the photograph, 10 seconds. Bueno, usted la mira 10 segundos y dice la primera pregunta. Tell me about time you were hooked on a TV series. Ese hooked es de gancho, usted te quedaste enganchado. Well, last time I was hooked was when I used to watch Two and a Half Men. I liked it first because I love the actor Charlie Sheen. Like, he comes from an actor family, and I think he's one of the best actors ever in Hollywood. And second, because the series recreated real scenes, which real American things, allowed me to practice my English too. So I got really hooked up with this series, hooked up, enganchado. How do you feel? What was it about? I felt really relaxed, made me laugh a lot. They were very practical, and it was about Charlie Sheen, um, a man who was single and who invited his friends to move over, mudarse, in his house with his son. So there were everyday situations where they use a nice and practical language, and Charlie Sheen used to have lots of affairs with beautiful and young women. Do you think people usually get more excited when they read a book or when they watch a film? Definitely, definitivamente, people get more excited and attached when they read a book, right? Is so much like this, tan es así, is so much like this that for a lot of people who have first read, que han leído, read a book and then they decide to watch the movie, they get really disappointed because the movie doesn't actually reflect what you can, the reality that you have already expressed in a book. It takes longer to read a book. It's full of details that you cannot actually represent on the big screen. Bueno, y esas son. Espero que les sirva de guía, niños.